Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome here to the launch pad. My name is Zachary Aubrey. I am the host here at the pad, and welcome to our first ever weekly night hangout. We're not too sure what night this is going to land on yet, but at least once a week we want to come hang out, talk about everything that's happening in the last week in space, answer your questions, maybe play some Kerbal, and see what else we get up to. But before we get started, first, I just want to say welcome to all of our new subscribers. The last 24 hours has been really special and crazy, and we're so excited that you are here with us. And I've been seeing your comments and responding and just loving that you're enjoying the videos and the feedback, and I'm so excited for some of the next videos that are in the works that'll be coming to you soon. Few things just to get off with the housekeeping. There's a bunch of links in the description if you want to get behind the scenes access, get involved with early script access and different things there. Plug in over on our Discord. You can connect with me and the rest of our community on there, help with future video ideas, hang out, do Kerbal streams when we're not going live on YouTube, and a bunch of stuff there. So that link's there. We also have the link to our brand new Etsy shop where we've got a bunch of TLP apparel, but also we've got some stuff that's NASA and SpaceX inspired that you'll want to pick up, as well as we have a link to our Twitter. And the Twitter and YouTube are going to be your biggest friends if you like our content. YouTube's where we do our live launch landing testing coverage. We're going to be doing our weekly hangout. We'll do some news flashes and then some videos like we released yesterday where we're focusing on some specific topics. So lots of stuff there. But Twitter's where you can stay up to date on everything that's kind of breaking as it happens with space or STEM. Lots of announcements coming out from Perseverance today, and we always make sure to be trying to live tweet those as quickly as we can, just to give you one place that you can go and get that. So make sure to follow us over on Twitter, or if you just want the it's at TLPN_official. But yeah, just welcome. It's so great to have you all here tonight. If you have any questions or anything, I've got the chat open. We're monitoring for that, but I figured we just hang out, play a little bit of Kerbal tonight, answer your questions about maybe HLS or SpaceX or Starship, many different things there. So yeah, we're just hanging out. I'm going to get Kerbal pulled up here. I do have some mods. I'm working on getting that mod list available in our Discord, so you know what we have. So, and I do have some crafts from other people as well. So we'll make sure to get that into our Discord here in the next day or two, hopefully, for it. But yes, hello, welcome. Let us know in the comments where you're watching from. And yeah, any questions that you have for us. And I'm going to get a craft pulled up here. I figured we'd just start off with a nice Falcon 9 with the Crew Dragon. We'll be having the Crew 2 launch here in just a couple of days. It would have been, we would have started our live stream for Crew 2 launch here in just a couple of hours, but we have had a 24-hour delay of that launch, and we're just going to bring that up here. So we'll bring Kerbal over, and we're going to reset my camera there. Is my camera frozen for the Discord people? Right. We're going to adjust this. We're playing around with a couple new pieces of tech tonight, so just bear with me here for 1 second. And there we go. Now we got that camera back. Now I'm moving. But we're going to pull a craft up here. Thought we'd hang out, just see what it is. But if you have an idea of a name for what we should call these weekly night hangouts, either let us know in the chat here or over on Discord. And we would love to get your ideas there for what we're going to call this. If you have crafts of Kerbal, that's one thing we're going to be rolling out in the future. You can always send those on over to us, and we can hang out there. But I see we got Marcus, we got Bradley, and we got, I want to say it's No. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. Welcome from Oak Ridge, Tennessee, the atomic capital of the world. That's awesome. We got K Workshop. Awesome. Reminiscent of awesome. That's cool. I definitely tune into those. Really great group of people there, and hopefully we'll get to maybe have some of them on for an interview. If you guys are watching, we'd love to invite you on. Just share a little bit about your story and kind of what's maybe next for you guys. We've got Tony. Hello, bro. I'm from India, and your video. Thank you. Welcome. And we're just going to pull up the craft here. Now, not all these crafts that you're seeing are actually working. I've been testing a few different ones and kind of seeing what works for it here. But we're just going to go here and go Spacex, Crew Dragon. I believe it's this one we want. We could also do it on the Falcon Heavy if we wanted to in a bit. Now, I'm going to... Oh, this is just the Dragon, so... We would like one that's on a Falcon 9 preferably. Let's try this one. Let's see. And we're just going to go straight to the Falcon Heavy tonight instead. That's what we're going to do. Let's see. Hello, Dragon King. Hello, I love the models from your background. Where did you get them? Really great question. We're going to be doing a studio tour here in probably the next week or so. I've got a couple more things coming in, but there's a few things that are in the back that we're going to have discount codes available for you guys. We're going to be doing some reviews of the models, but behind me, the Crew Dragon here, and then the Starships on this side, as well as the Starhopper, are from an awesome group called Bohemzo on Etsy. So we can link those in the description a little bit later. But really awesome group of people with they've got so many options of models. And not only Starship, they've just rolled out a whole bunch of different ones. They've got Electron, they've now got Starliner. So lots more coming for the background that we'll be doing some closer up reviews so you can get an idea of what they are for it. We've also then got the R2-D2, which is a voice activated droid from about 20 years ago. So we'll definitely do a close-up there. And then we've got the Legos. So we got the Lego Saturn V, Lego Apollo Lunar Lander. We've got the ISS, and then we have this side, the brand new Lego Discovery. We did build those all live on the channel. So if you go over to our uploads, you should be able to see those. Those are early streams for us. So forgive some of the technical difficulties there. We've been thinking about in the future doing a bigger stream again and maybe building them live with all of you, again, with kind of our new studio setup. But keep an eye out for that. That studio tour should be coming here in the next couple of weeks. I'm hoping to film it probably this weekend to kind of show you behind the scenes of everything here at the launch pad. Let's see if I missed anything else there. Tony, what is the name of the game? This is Kerbal Space Program. Now, I do have a number of mods and stuff, and that's why we have the very more accurate looking Crew Dragon on a Falcon 9, but also with the Falcon Heavy option there. So we'll just put this out onto a pad. But you can pick up Kerbal Space Program. I want to say it starts at like 50 or 60 USD. Kerbal Space Program 2 is coming someday. They've been teasing us with it, and hopefully we'll be able to get that here. Ryan, just saw the latest video and was blown away by your production value. Keep it up. I can't believe you. Oh, thank you so much. Welcome. It's great to have you guys. It's been a crazy 24 hours if you're just joining on. So we're just hanging out, answering questions, playing some Kerbal. So it's going to be our new weekly show where we just come together as a community. If you want to ask questions anytime, of course, ask us over on Twitter or get plugged in on our Discord, which the link's in the description there. Bradley, another good place for old school. Yeah, absolutely. I was looking at that one. No, just in Discord. How did I tie it to you? Okay, so yeah, so in the description of our video, I'm not sure if maybe one of our mods can grab it and drop it in the chat there, but there's an invite link. So if you tap onto that, you can click there, and that'll bring you over onto our Discord there. KSP is pretty cheap. It depends where you get it. I've seen it really expensive, and then there's times that it's on sale. So definitely look around. I personally got it on Steam. Then it can connect into the Steam workshops, which is where a lot of people upload crafts like the one you're seeing now. But then there's other mods that you can get. But even just the game itself, if you don't want to do all the mods, because it does need a little bit more power in your computer, there's some great options. And there's Marcus with that link for the Discord. That link should work for it. So if it doesn't, let us know, and we will get a new link in there. Brian, I just found your channel yesterday. I like the content. Oh, thank you so much. Well, welcome, Brian. So we're going to give this a try. We're going to... What does Discord think? Do we try to land the boosters, or like at least one of them, or are we just forgetting the boosters and just getting into... We're doing Inspiration 4 and just doing the capsule? What's Discord think? I think Discord's saying we're just going to do Inspiration 4 for this time, but we're working on our landing, so maybe we'll try that there. So these are all expendable boosters for it. So we're going to ignition. So see, this is one thing with this mod. The two side ones are more like solid rocket boosters, so they just like always fire. So Tony just launched. There we go. We're launching. A little roll maneuver there. But yeah, if you have any questions about the video yesterday or kind of anything else, there was some announcements today about Perseverance rover. Ingenuity is going to be making its second flight here tomorrow, and then we've got Crew Dragon on Friday, well, very early Friday, and possibly Starship Friday. So it's been a busy week in everything flight here. I'm just going to tip over a little. Probably should have waited till daylight so you guys could actually see more. But and we're going to get rid of those boosters here. And there they're going to go. That is not how that would work in the real world, but this is Kerbal. So we can do whatever we want. All right, where is it? Need to kind of close these. There. There we go. Those are closed now. King, how do you think SN15 will do? Do you think it'll land like 8, 9, or like 10, or land completely? Not too... Let me just separate here. There we go. I mean, I would really hope that they would be able to land it 5th time the charm. But I think this is the first one that there are some changes to the actual structure of Starship. We don't know entirely what all the changes were, but there have been some people that are like the photographers on the ground that have spotted some differences, especially in the nose cone. And we know that some of the landing issues have been because of the header tank. So I'm hoping it'll land. I think if it's going to land, it's either going to land perfectly or it's going to land like SN 10, where it lands, you got like a minute to get out, and then a few minutes later it blows up. I think that's more... I'm hoping we see more of those two than we do where it just flats into the earth. because that shows that they at least have control of it. And I think that sets a better position for them going forward. Do those actually fold in real life? I believe they do. I believe so, yeah. I think they fold. I want to say they folded down, though, not up. But I'd have to check on that. You're from which country? I am in Canada. When do you think SN1015 will fly? It seems like there's some sort of delay going on right now. Maybe the third Raptor. Yeah, I feel like they have more issues with the Raptors than Starship itself for it. So I'm not too sure there, but I think that's one thing that if we think back to like how Falcon 9 worked, Falcon 9 launched successfully like dozens of missions, hundreds of missions, and then they started landing it. That's the difference with Starship is, I mean, yeah, they could launch cargo starships probably pretty soon because they can launch. The issue is the landing part. And with Starship, they have to be able to land it for it. So I think they're still going to have some issues to kind of iron out with it. I'm hoping it. I want Friday because, you know, it'd be nice. We can enjoy the weekend then, kind of recap it, talk about it on the weekend and stuff. But I'm also wondering, so we're just entering our orbit here. We're just going to finish up our orbit. A little bit more here. I'm hoping Friday. They don't generally do weekends. So if we don't see it Friday, then Monday for it. But it's definitely going to be coming up here soon. No more FAA delays. No, we don't need those. But that is something that's still missing. The FAA hasn't given the go-ahead for it. So we are waiting that. Check our orbit. Well, there are a few other things in orbit. There's our two boosters. They're going to come in and crash into the middle of, well, it would probably be Russia in the real world. We're going to slowly make our way around to our apoapsis, and then we will finish up our orbit, and then hopefully we have enough to do a deorbit as well and landing. I think I got the parachutes on here. So, but for those just joining us again, just kind of to reset it. Welcome to the Launchpad. My name's Zach. I'm the host here. Just wanted to say thank you to all the new subscribers hanging out with us and then joined in the last 24 hours. It's been kind of a crazy day, and we're excited to have you all here and have some exciting videos coming up for you. But this is going to be our new weekly kind of live stream hangout time. We're not exactly sure what we're going to call it yet. So if you have name ideas of what you think we should call this, let us know in the chat or over in the general hangout over on Discord. And we'll hopefully have a name for the next one for it. We might do these multiple times a week, depending what space news is like and if there's been a lot of coverage or not. And we'll go from there. But are you in? Yeah, I'm in Canada. I'm Canadian. It's a very Canadian thing to say. I am Canadian. But yes. We do say sorry a lot. N.A. and Tim Hortons. Oh, awesome. I've got family over there. We're going to stop right about there. And we're just going to continue our burn here and try to circleize our orbit. The Weekly Space Jam. Ooh, that's a good name. I think we started our burn just a little early. Once you're from Canada, you're always from Canada. You can go move anywhere else, though. It's a small world. I'm not sure our orbit's going to be what we wanted, solely because we're going to be out of fuel now. But we'll just do a little burst here, get away from the second stage. And then we will open the capsule. I'm hoping someone will do a mod that will bring in the little glass dome that they're going to do for Inspiration 4 once we kind of have an actual idea of what it looks like, to see that there. So we're going to enjoy our long orbit, and then when we get closer here, we will attempt a deorbit burn and just do a once around for it. But if you have any questions, let us know in the chat. It can be about the launch pad, SpaceX, the video from yesterday. Lots of options for it. Now, launch pad is to beginning of my workday, as landing pad is to the end of my day. Time to relax and do what I enjoy. Okay, that's cool. Just checking our Discord there. If you hear some beeping, that's what that is. That's our Discord. If you want to join the Discord, the link's down in the description there. Landing pad, mission debrief, and a cold adult beverage. Yep. Mission debrief wouldn't be bad. Like the weekly mission debrief. That wouldn't be a terrible name either. Dragon King, is the launch pad only you, or do you have other people helping you? So, like, it's 99.9% me, but we have a really awesome guy named Marcus who is very active in our Discord and is actually in my ear right now and stuff, who lives down by Kennedy. And he was live with us. He was actually on location for the Starlink 24 launch. Not that, what was that, probably about a week and a half ago. So we're excited to have him as, was it 2 weeks ago now? Yeah. So excited to have him as kind of part of our team and stuff. But we want the Launchpad to be a community. We want to grow our team to have people that are able to be on site. Obviously, in Canada, I do not live anywhere near launch facilities, so it's hard to get down there. We will be down for the Inspiration 4 launch, so we're working on plans to, if the border opens and the pandemic eases, the plan is to be down there. So we're excited for that. But we definitely are working to either try to have people on the ground with cameras or have our own cameras set up as well, so we can bring you those live views and feeds of the different launches, because we don't only want to cover the crew launches, which are really amazing, but there's going to be a lot of testing and different things happening with it. We saw SLS has been lifted out of the test facilities, getting ready to be sent. Vulcan's going to get ready to be testing, so there's going to be lots of testing happening at Kennedy, as well as Boca's picking up, as well as Vandenberg over in California. There's been a couple new agencies that sound like they're starting up and acquiring some pads. So everything's picking up, so there's going to be lots to talk about, and that's only talking about what's in the U.S. There's a lot of other things as well. Morgan, saw your YouTube video the other day. Great job. Keep up the great. Oh, thank you so much, Morgan. Oh, from Calgary. Amazing. Hello from the north. I can't believe I just said your city. I'm kidding. If you're not from Alberta, Edmonton and Calgary are two major cities. And they're especially in hockey, there's a rivalry, Battle of Alberta. I won't say who wins. Oh, we'll turn those engines off. But that's awesome. You guys have the mountains, though, so you do win there. I'll give you that one. So we're slowly making our way around. We're going to just time warp a little bit. You can see our second stage slowly making its way around. It's going to unfortunately be stuck in orbit. It'll eventually come in, but Have you thought of getting Starlink? Absolutely. I've looked at it. I was on the early beta lists, like many people wanting to have access to it. Where I am, the city I am, if you look at the map, and I'll see if I can pull it up here in a second, the location of Starlink where it maxes out currently is just south of my city. Now, I do know some people that have tested it here and are currently testing it, who have said they've had really amazing service, and a lot of them are out of the city. I'm in the city, so I have fiber optic internet, which right now Starlink couldn't compete with. But down the road, once they open it up, it absolutely would. When we start traveling and stuff and hopefully be doing like on-location live streams, Elon confirmed, I want to say it was earlier this week or late last week, that they do plan on opening up Starlink to be movable. Right now, like if you register at this address, it has to stay there. But down the road, it will be movable, and then you can just reconfigure it. So once we have that, that's definitely something we'd look at picking up for our live streaming on locations, whether it's here in Edmonton and we're doing other stuff or out and about. But yeah, oh yes, Morgan, Edmonton. So would definitely like to get Starlink though. It just seems like a really great idea. Right now, it just can't compete with the internet I have, especially doing this level of streaming. That's something that I'm excited to see some other people maybe test first. Right now, we still have dead spots up here occasionally, where in the States, it's a heavier density of the satellites. So I know there's some people doing it. Movable Starlink would be amazing. Yeah, live on boats. I used to be a snowbird with my family, so we'd move around in our RV and not having to rely on the Wi-Fi of the RV park you're staying at, but having your own and knowing how high speed it will be is great. So movable Starlink would be huge. It would change a lot of things. If you think about all the truckers that live in their trucks as well, that's a huge thing as well. Yeah, we're playing some Kerbal, hanging out, chatting about kind of really anything. We've talked Starlink, Starship, Spacex, the video from yesterday with HLS and the EVAs. Lots of things. How many more launches until Starlink is available everywhere? I believe they said it was SN18. So we've got, sorry, not 18, 28. So 4 more, 3-4 more. By June, end of June, they should have everywhere has basic coverage. That's a big thing that I think a lot of people are like, oh, they've launched, 28 missions. They'll have global coverage. That's like basic. You might have dead spots where the satellites are transferring, because you have to remember it's like a circle around each satellite. So there could be dead spots for it. They're also going to be doing at least, I want to say it's 8 shells of them. So shells are going to be like layers. And eventually some of the earlier layers will get retired because they'll be the first generation of the satellite versus the second. And those are going to be at different altitudes as well. I want to say they're all within about 100 kilometers in altitude. But they want to get up to about 14,000 or more satellites. And that's where they can guarantee the 1, 2, let's be honest, they're probably going to try to push it. It's Elon to 10 gigabyte speeds and stuff. They'll have to see how this is the first time it's been done. So they're wanting to open it. They did also just file with the FCC and the FAA to have Starlink be able to be activated for basically like sat phones. So they're going to look at doing a phone service also through Starlink. So that's going to be I think that would be a big game changer in the phone industry too, not having a phone linked to a carrier in your country. I used to go to the States a lot, and that was always awkward. So if you had like a Starlink phone and it was everywhere, the prices are going to be, you're not going to have such a variation in price country to country. It would most likely be a similar price. Or, maybe it's a little more expensive here, but third world countries, they can make it more affordable and help people get that education and that connection. That's what Starlink's going to do. It's going to open up a lot of places getting better education and access to information. I signed up for the beta. Yeah, I know a lot of people signed up for it, and they're slowly rolling it out. I have friends on farmlands here, and they love. Yeah, I've got a few that have it, and then I know one person, I think they got 8 of them, and it's for a company, and they're switching them like their sites over to it. Do you think Starship Launch Tower will look like in the animation? I think it's going to look probably closer to what Launchpad 39A looks like, which I don't think that's a bad thing. I like what 39A looks like. It's clean, it's modern, it fits the SpaceX ninjas that are in it. And yeah, it lets the focus be on the rocket. Now, obviously, we know that now Elon wants to try to catch these things out of the air. We're going to have big arms on them, so there'll be some difference there. I don't think the current animation, that's the official one from SpaceX, looks like anything that the whole program is going to look like. The starships are already changing. The tower's changing. I do have a document, and I'll work on a video. It's from probably about a month ago when they filed for the approval of the tower. So I'll pull that up maybe next time we're doing one of these nightly talks, because it does go into just some of what the FAA will require for the tower and the lighting there. So there's a little bit of detail, but there's not a lot. But it's going up. We saw more pieces drive down the road towards the pads today. So we'll very quickly have a rough idea of what the tower will look like. But probably by the end of summer, we'll have the first tower up there. So, hello, Dragon King. How do you think Starliner will handle competition from SpaceX when Starliner starts flying? Interesting. I think the biggest issue we're going to run into, and like I love Starliner, Crew Dragon's amazing. Biggest issue is the International Space Station just isn't big enough. Right now there's 7 people. It was up to 10 when before the last Soyuz left. We've got Crew 2 going up, which is going to push it to 11, which I'm not sure it's been at 11 since the shuttle. And even with the shuttle, that was rare. So I think we're going to see that the station has to be expanded. Well, we were talking in our Discord probably a month or so ago when the NASA started releasing out the timeline for the next 4 years. And we can work on a video kind of going through that of kind of, what to expect coming up. But like what we had now, where it's a jumble of, one arrives, one leaves, another arrives, another leaves. We're going to see that quite often. And then you're going to add Starliner into the mix of that as well. Plus, you're going to now add in Axiom Space, who are buying service with Crew Dragons for commercial visits to the space station as well. They're going to be expanding the station and adding like an Axiom wing onto it. So it'll be interesting to see what happens with that. But I think it'll be fine. I think it's probably so written out in contracts that it's not something that there's probably too much to worry about. I think it's just going to get very busy. Yeah, absolutely, Bradley. The international service is very expensive. And do you think when SLS is built, they will make more ports for the ISS? I would hope so. It'll give them the ability again. Like right now, if they were wanting to launch something, they'd have to launch it with Falcon 9 or with Falcon Heavy, probably, if it was something bigger. So there's definitely going to have to be expansions. Obviously, Gateway Station is coming up. There's talks about the Russian station possibly separating in 2025. That's when their current contract ends. So not too sure on what's going to happen with that. We also know the Chinese space station is getting ready to launch here very shortly. They're in final preparations of launching their core module, and then they have 3 or 4 other launches after that, and they've launched their entire base station. So it'll be the first time that we have 2 large operating space stations, or large in current day standard. But once Starship goes up, one Starship's the livable space of an ISS. If you do the full crew section of like the 7 floors. So that'll change the game there as well. Sounds good. Have a great night, Morgan. Thanks for being here. Or do you think they're going to make another space? I think eventually they'll need to make another space station, but I'm not sure it's going to be a NASA one. There's a few private ones that are currently in the works. So I think that'll possibly be what takes that on. Brandon, hey man, just find your channel. My wife and I have a channel. Yeah, it was really crazy. It's been a crazy 24 hours. Really exciting, though. I've been working on this since January 1st, so I'm not saying I've done this for years, but it's always exciting when, a video works and that people are enjoying it. And a video that had so much technical data, I think, was one of the neat things. You know, it wasn't a Kerbal stream or a live stream. It was actually something with a lot of data. So really kind of showed what people want. And so going to definitely be working on there. We've got lots of questions that have come in. So been answering those in the comments, and I'll do a follow-up video here in the next couple of weeks as we know more about the suits. And then we'll, of course, follow that over the next, 6-8 months as that contract unfolds. Hopefully in the next couple of months, we'll know which companies are actually bidding for it. Yeah, Static Fire is going to be great. Hopefully Friday as well. I don't think it's happening tomorrow. We got New Jersey. Welcome. Thanks so much, Brandon. Absolutely. Sounds great. But I'll just refresh the room for a second. If you're, just joining us, welcome. My name's Zach. I'm the host here at the Launchpad, and this is our new kind of weekly or maybe multi-night weekly streams. We're just hanging out, answering questions, talking about everything that's been happening in space this week. We'll play some Kerbal, maybe some other games, and things like that. Below in the description, you'll have our links to join our Discord. Follow us over on Twitter to stay up to date on everything happening in space. And check out our Launchpad shop. We've got a bunch of stuff there. All the profits from that go back into making this possible and expanding and having on-site cameras and stuff there. So excited to have you there with us. Share us out. Invite your friends to join us. And we're excited there. But yeah, plug in over on Discord. It's a great community. Get to go behind the scenes and help everything there. Your eyes hurt with the sun? No. Do a very deep dive. Do a very deep dive on your last video. Yeah, absolutely, it does. Oh, and there's that link for the Discord here. What we're going to do, though, because I totally meant to do a deorbit burn, and I totally missed the entire planet. We're going to slowly slow this down. Any idea if 2 other NASA contract bidders will have an opportunity to fight back? Seems like a big blow to them. I'm so excited to see the special features of the Lunar Starship. So that was one big thing with this one. It's the option A contract. I was on the teleconference call, and we've got that over on our YouTube if you want to listen to the whole call or the question I asked. And acting administrator actually answered my question a little bit about that, and I was talking about like people actually having enough astronauts for it, because right now I believe there's 18 Artemis astronauts that are currently selected. They're currently going through a selection process for the next astronauts to go through training. But we now know with the suits, they want 16 suits for the Artemis mission. So very quickly, we're going to be going through the astronauts there. So it'll be interesting to see if they open that up. Lunar Starship's guaranteeing 4 to the ground. Obviously, you can fit way more than that, so that might change. But we also have to remember we're stuck to the capacity of Orion, which is 4 to 6 people. So that's going to make some changes there. I think Blue Origin and Dynetics definitely have an opportunity to rebid for the Option B contract, where they'll obviously have to do demo missions as well. But I think the thing is, if Starship works, and that's the thing, it has to work, it's going to set a standard that's going to be very hard to beat. Now, there could be certain payloads that fit better onto a launch closer, like a Blue Origin or a Dynetics lander or another company as well. Just because, Starship does have to fit through doors, where the other landers, not necessarily. It can be strapped on differently. So it would be cool if NASA stripped down the new suit and could tell us a suit without all the gear. Oh, sell a suit. Yeah, I would love if SpaceX sold suits. Been thinking about picking up. I know there's some ones you can get online that look similar. Thinking about picking up like a jacket or something. For it, we have something exciting SpaceX related gear wise that is on its way here. I know it's on its way here. That I look forward. If you're in our Discord, you'll know what it is. We talked about it a little while back, but we'll keep that surprise for when it comes here. But it's part of the SpaceX gear that we're excited to have in studio. But NASA does sell some of their other suits, like the blue mission suits and stuff, and the old orange suits online and at the Kennedy shop. So check that out. Scott Carpenter, hello. What's your name? Cannot find it on the website. And what is the schedule model for the crew? Well, one more second. Hey, Scott. My name is Zach. I'm the host here, Zach Aubert from Canada. Not find it on the website. That's a good idea. I can add that. And what is the settlement of the momentous being cut by the Lockheed Martin for the... Ooh. I'm going to save that question because I feel like that's something that needs probably a bigger answer. Of the momentous being cut by the Lockheed. Are you talking about the lunar landers? Or are you talking specifically about... they're getting pulled into gravity here. Oh, well, because those engines are on. Whoops. Those are not supposed to be on. Let me know a little bit more about what you're talking about there, Scott, so I can give you a more accurate answer for you there. Sorry. So Lunar Starship will be Artemis. That is going to be the Artemis. So when Artemis 3 goes to the moon, what's going to happen is the Lunar Starship will launch, go to lunar orbit after it does all its refueling and stuff. Then an SLS will launch with Orion. Until the Gateway Station is made, we will see Orion capsules dock directly with lunar starships, and then lunar starships are what's going to descend to the surface. So a lunar starship is going to be, if it works, is going to be what returns humanity to the moon and be the next generation of the Apollo lunar lander. So we're going from that to a lunar starship that's like 16 stories tall. So quite an advancement there. We'll try to catch up on these here. Yeah, great info there, Marcus. Different contract tech demo. I'm going to have to look into that one, Scott. I don't have a full answer on that one. I'll take a look and come back on that. Okay, so SLS won't ever carry a lander then. Good use of money. So SLS could carry the option B contract landers. So there are definitely still options that it could carry that for it. So SLS is an awkward one. Like NASA wants to have their own rocket. It does have perks that it beats Starship in and just some of the things it can do. In that you launch it, the fairings explode away, and you have it. Now Starship is talking about doing one of those like cargo ones where it opens. If that happens, that's really going to beat SLS. But yeah, SLS is interesting. SLS is government. SpaceX is private. That says it all. That's a good point. Marcus was just saying that if SLS launches with an Orion, we don't believe it can carry a lander. I have to look at that one. I think it depends on the lander now that you mention it. Yeah. No, yeah. Because both the Dynetics and the Blue Origin landers, Orion would dock with them. So there would be multiple launches. That's the biggest thing now is, it's no longer a one launch vehicle because we're launching larger things. Starship launches, but it needs multiple tankers to refuel it. SLS will launch crew, but then it also needs 1 to 4 other rocket launches depending on the landers if it went with Blue Origin or Dynetics. If it was SLS, they said they could stack the full Blue Origin lander, I believe it was. Dynetics said it would need 3 Vulcan launches. Blue Origin said I think it was 3 or 4 Vulcans. So, yeah, lots of options there. But yeah, it'll be different from the Apollo era where everything was in one and then they separated and redocked. Now we're launching multiple things and docking in orbit and then going. Brandon, truth, I want more competition alternatives, but Starship, yeah, they're just so far ahead of it. That's why it's like it has to work. But if it does work, it's that jump. There was an infographic last year that I saw over on Twitter, and it was comparing the current Starship idea next to if they can ever double the size of Starship to the 18-meter one, which Elon tweeted about once, to the first generation USS Enterprise from Star Trek. And I was like, if you took the 18-meter Starship and you put it where the living quarters of Enterprise was, you were getting pretty close. So we're definitely at that point. Biggest thing now is we need an advancement of technology to pick up speed. We're still, we are faster, but it's no longer a year to the moon or to Mars. It's 6 to 9 months depending on the alignment. But yeah, lots of stuff coming. Jordan, do you work for SpaceX? I wish. They do not have any employees, I believe, in Canada right now. SpaceX, if you're watching, call me. But yeah, it would. No, I do not. Maybe one day. I'd love to host their broadcasts along some of their team for the launches or something. Something that'd be awesome. Or work their social media or different things. It'd be sweet. I did an interview with. So we had the first exclusive interview with Jared Isaacman the day after he announced the Inspiration 4 mission. So you can find that over on our channel. We've got that full interview there. We're going to be sitting down with the full crew here, hopefully in the next few weeks. They've been really busy getting through their first kind of round of training and the G-forces and everything. But he was down at SpaceX. He was at SpaceX headquarters during that interview. So during the prep for that, we got to kind of have a sneak peek at one of the communications conference rooms. But SpaceX is all glass, so you can look off and see other things. So that was cool. How many people can fit inside the Starship SLS? If you blend the people in the blend, person soup, way too many. SpaceX is guaranteeing 4 people to the lunar surface, but if we're talking Starship, they're talking, I believe it was 100 people to the moon, 50 to Mars, but Earth to Earth transport, they were talking 500 to 1,000. All depends on the internals, and that's really going to depend on how these tests go and how they decide how the header tanks work, how the windows work, and all of that. So 4 is not the maximum. There's no way. Unless they're really changed. We don't know the internals that well for that one. We have a better guess at the internals for the Mars mission Starships. For the internals of the lunar one, there is supposed to be 2 big cargo sections. One's pressurized, one's not. So that'll obviously take up a number of floors because they want to fit the full rovers and stuff and then have those lowered out. So you're not going to have all the floors like you would on the Mars trip because the Mars trip, they're launching cargo Starships alongside of it. But SpaceX also won that contract for cargo to the moon. So the fact that they've won 7 contracts so far from NASA for Artemis, there's going to be a lot of SpaceX around. I'm still amazed Saturn V did all in one launch. Yeah, there was quite a bit, especially for the time. Live, just sub, watch your video 5 minutes ago. Oh, amazing. Thank you, Marcus. Another Marcus, hello. That's awesome. It's so great to welcome. Thank you for subscribing. We got Hector. Hello. Sorry, I'm catching up here. Guess I'm sub. What? Oh, you scared me there, Marcus. I was we're at 874 already. Oh boy, 824. Hey, we're moving along. We want to see, can we hit 1,000 before Crew 2 launches? That's our new goal. So, but that's awesome. Welcome. What do you think about SpaceX astronauts? Will they have a big boom in recruitment when they make the model of 100-man crew? I think when they get to that point, we're going to have to see what is happening with who's doing the missions. Because a big part of who's doing the missions is what's going to change it. If SpaceX is leading the missions to Mars for SpaceX missions, I think we're going to see much bigger crews. For the NASA ones, if you actually go back to the last video, and this is going to be more in depth in the next video that goes deeper into the new spacesuits, they actually do lay out, and I've got some more documentation that lays out Artemis 3. So I have a timeline that I'm going to be breaking down for everyone of what they expect the entire descent, time on the moon, and leaving currently is. One of the rough ideas they're thinking of. But we also have a rough idea on what they want to do on Mars, on the moons of Mars, on a captured asteroid, with number of crew, number of EVAs, how long they plan on being on the surface. So we're going to go deeper into that in the next video here in the next couple days. So definitely stay tuned. But I definitely think if SpaceX is opening things up and they're going to do these big crews, you're going to see, I think you're going to see them hire more people that aren't astronauts, that they'll give training, probably more in depth than the Inspiration 4 crew's getting, but more to that level, because you're going to have your rocket crew that's taking care of the rocket. But if you have 100 people, you don't need 100 people to fly the rocket. They're fully automated. So I think you're going to be able to see more people getting hired that are going to be mission specialists or scientists or things. That'll have to have some astronaut training, but not the full extent. They have to do a video about the possible use of Starship as a moon base and station. Yeah, I want to work on getting some renders done for that one, but that's definitely on the drawing boards for it. I imagine they could do a 2-week mission to the moon with at least 10 if they wanted to. Maybe it depends on how much equipment infrastructure they would want to bring. Yeah, great one there, Brandon. Sorry. Jim Bridenstine, when he was still administrator, actually said to I need more space channel. I'm blanking. TJ. TJ asked him a question. And when he was talking to him, they were talking about that. And he had said that originally the Artemis missions, like Artemis 3, the idea was they'd land, they'd get out, say, hi, we're here, and do a couple experiments and then leave. With Starship's promising at least 7 days on the ground. That's easily going to be extendable. I talk about that in the video where it depends kind of what's on board, but it should be able to withstand that longer for it. But we've now gone from hours to maybe half a day to 7 days. Imagine what 4 people can do on the surface in 7 days when we've probably spent a total of maybe a day and a half on the surface, not even in all the other missions. I have to look on that one, on how long they've actually been on the surface with Apollo, but yeah. Everybody, Zach has like 10 enemies. Isaacman, go check it out now. Dude, how are you doing? Thank you. So there's 2 things there. You should be able to see a full interview. That's, I want to say, about 28 minutes, which was amazing. That was like the first, we've done a couple weekly updates, and we were very lucky to get that exclusive before really any of the media or anything. That was his first real sit down. So we're very honored for that, and we thank Jared for that all the time, and had a great friendship growing there, and excited to see that mission coming up. But yeah, check that out. And then we do have it broken up. So if you found a part that you really liked, you could share that out. A couple things that he talked about there that are kind of more well known is we were one of the first ones to know that they're going to be using the capsule that's still attached to the ISS right now, that's coming home in about 10 days for it, which is Resilience, and that they were going to rename it. So right now, obviously, Resilience has her crew to bring home, and Isaacman says that. She needs to bring her crew home safe first, and then we'll talk about the renaming, but that she will fly under a different name. I'm assuming it's going to be Inspiration, but not sure. But yeah, thanks for watching that. Share that out. There's a lot of really great stuff talking in there about the mission. And then we interviewed we talked also with some of the competitors. So you can check out those interviews as well. There were so many competitors right at the final bit, so we didn't get to talk with all of them, but we definitely got some of them. And Marcus is telling me he's got me some data. What do you have, Marcus? Really? Okay, so Marcus is telling me that on all the Apollo missions, it was 88 hours and 80 hours and some minutes through all the Apollo on the surface of the moon. So I think that definitely kind of sets a standard. So, okay, a couple days. We were out longer than I thought we were for it. But Wolm, happy to see live so quickly on your channel. Hello from Poland. Hello, welcome. We do lives quite a bit, actually. We do lives for all the launches of Starlink, of Crew. We've been doing some of the Soyuz, and then some testing as well. And then obviously Starship. We do, thanks to our friends over at spadre.com. We have access to their camera. So when it's not foggy and hazy or atmospheric distortion, we have a pretty good view from about 6 miles away. Starship will bring the paint. They will spend a massive Dogecoin mural on Elon's. I mean, we'll see what happens. I was in a meeting earlier tonight talking about CubeSats, and they were talking about they launched their first CubeSat in 2017, and they won like an online contest or something, and they got paid in like, I think it was $1,000 of Dogecoin at the time, which, I mean, I don't even know how many Dogecoin that would have been. But they partnered with Dogecoin and actually flew a Dogecoin like patch or sticker up on their CubeSat. And this was like 4 years ago when it was still kind of a joke. But now it's pretty real. I like the studio. Any thoughts on rotating? Let me read that again. I like your studio, by the way. Any thoughts about a rotating Starship for Mars mission? I truly believe the prototype is just the beginning for Starship. And when are we going to see the mock-up? Oh, of a rotating... See the mock-up of Inside. Inside, I think they want to nail down the launch and the landing first. The first Starships we're going to see are cargo to do Starlink. So that's definitely we'll see first. And then I think we might see some glimpses. We're now coming up on a year and a half since the last Starship update. I have a feeling they would have shown us more if we had had an update this year. I think they're waiting. Like, if we think about where they're going to be at September, we're going to see multiple super heavy boosters by then. We're supposed to be into the mid or late SN20s, if not the 30s by then. Both will be launching. We're supposed to have had orbital testing by then. The orbital launch pad, the first generation, will have been built. I'm assuming there'll be multiple generations of that. And who knows what the oil derricks for the floating ocean platforms will look like. I think they're going to have to do an update sometime at the end of this year, at the end of it, like in the fall, winter, because they have so much to cover. And a lot of the world pays attention then and doesn't always pay attention now, which is why we're trying to, we do our live streams of the static fire sometimes, but definitely the flights. And we tweet out a lot of what's happening on the ground because there's a lot of stuff. We saw bigger pieces, semis driving down the road today, building the launch tower. That launch tower is being built right now. It's not months from now. Brandon, that's about 150,000 US now. I totally missed that. Are you talking about oh, yes, the Dogecoin. Yeah, I feel like they spent it. They were funding a CubeSat, but yeah. Moon Starship mock-up. We've seen that new one, so I'm thinking we'll probably see something soon. I think NASA will probably release it first. NASA has to release a fair amount of stuff because they are a government and paid by public tax dollars, so we'll see some stuff there. Could a Starship HLS fit 500 North American dollars inside of it for a lunar rendezvous with Orion? What? Maybe? I'm not too sure. When do you think the first orbital test of Starship will be? So Elon says June, July. CEO of SpaceX made it sound like a little bit longer than that. I'm thinking early fall. I'm thinking maybe September sometime. Now, they might try... We're going to see super heavy boosters fly before then. I think they need to be able to land Starship, and they need to be able to land super heavy before they do orbital. So I think it depends how well they do that. Now, super heavy technically shouldn't be hard for them because it's no different than a Falcon 9. It's not belly flopping. It's not any of that. It's basically a massive Falcon 9. So it'll be interesting there. Yeah, the Doge. But this mission is taking a very long time. We're only 2 hours and 35 minutes into it, but we're gonna make this descent. It looks like we might do a dark side of the planet water landing, so I might do a little burn here to try to give us a little bit of daylight, and then yeah, if you're I'll reset the room again. It's been a little bit. Welcome, my name's Zach. I'm the host here. Oh, that was a bad idea. I burned up all our extra. Whoops. I'm the host here at the launch pad. At the pad, we cover everything space flight, space engineering, and the future of space, and STEM. Thrilled that you're here with us. If you're new, make sure to hit the subscribe button and the like. Below this video, you'll find links to our Discord, our shop, and our Twitter. Make sure to go follow us on Twitter, stay up to date with everything happening in space. And this is our first of our new weekly kind of hangout times where we talk about everything that's been happening in space, answer your questions, play Kerbal, maybe do some other things, unboxing in the future if we get more models and stuff, which it's not an if, it's a when. There's stuff already in the mail. And we'll go from there. We got some exciting things with the models coming up. make a little teaser. We've got promo codes coming for some of the models as well. So we're excited to share those with you as well. So lots coming up here in the near future. But we're going to wrap up this mission, and then I think that'll wrap us up for tonight. This was just a little test. But if you're just joining us, we're trying to figure out a name of what to call this. We've had a couple recommendations through the evening. But if you have an idea of what you think we should call these nightly hangouts, let us know, and we'll go from there. So I heard that all 26 Raptor engines going off on Super Heavy. Yes. That is why Super Heavy has to launch from an orbital platform, from a floating. If you think about the exclusion zone that they do for the Falcon 9 launch, for the Starship testing, I want to say I had heard they would need a 30-plus mile radius exclusion zone. Okay. So there is a cheat thing here. I used all our propellant, so we're going to just turn that back on here, just so we can finish this. But yeah, so it would be a very large exclusion zone because of the volume. Similar to Saturn V, they kept people quite a distance away for it. So we're not exactly sure what that'll look like, but that's one reason they're doing the orbital launch pads. As well, all the pads where we saw the Earth-to-Earth transports, they were all on barges as well. So I think that's showing us that they definitely know that they have to drop the trunk there. They definitely have to do from water for it. So have you seen some of SpaceX Vision channel concepts? If yes, do you have a favorite one? I love this one. I'll take a look once I'm off stream, but I'll save that link there. Yes, amazing things there. They do some incredible concepts. What about Texas? Geez, sorry, yeah, so Texas is where we'll see the first Starship stuff. We will eventually see we'll see Starship, I'm assuming at Kennedy. Space Center, they've got the land for it, so it would make sense. It's also where they have all their facilities. SpaceX is building a new big facility there for Falcon 9 refurbishment and stuff as well. So lots of development at Kennedy Space Center. I'm hoping to be down there later this fall on the facility, and we'll try to see if we might be see if we can drive onto the base, or if not, at least while we're on the bus, get some shots of some of the construction. I assume it'll take tens of Starship and Super Heavy launches to get Starship landings from orbit to where won't matter much since they launch Starlink. Exactly. It's going to be like Falcon 9. Once they prove that they can get into orbit and successfully deploy, they can do other customers and then work on the landing. I don't think, though, that they're going to do anybody else. And I'm not even sure they would risk Starlink until they know they can land Starship, because that's pretty expensive to actually put. Starlinks are $250,000 per satellite, and it's estimated that there's 400 Starlink satellites that will fit in a Starship. So a big jump there. Catch up over here on the Discord side. Sorry, Discord. And we've got re-entry. And just check where our parachutes are going to deploy here. So we've got 3,000, and then we've got 1,500. And it is nighttime, unfortunately, where we're doing this landing. Sorry, I had a night launch and a night landing. But, oh, don't open that. No, we want the lights to turn on. There we go. They've been in the dark this whole time. We've got our crew of 3 Kerbals. We're coming down. We just passed 10,000 meters. And actually, we might be over land. Yep, we're over land. We're going to prepare here for the first shoot deployment. But yeah, if you have any last minute questions, drop them in. We're going to be wrapping up for tonight here pretty quickly. But thanks so much, everyone, for hanging out. Make sure you like the video. There we go. Deploy. Deploy. Slow. We're just deploy the mains because we're coming in hot. And we actually should quickly, if I can, get us in the heat shield. No, it doesn't want to do it, so we're going to leave it. But there we go. A little bit of a fast ending there. But awesome. Thanks, Bradley, for dropping that link in there. That's true. It is very true there, Wallum. Definitely Starlink's the first things they'll be testing. I'm not too sure their markets. They've said that for years. I think they'll probably come clear with that there's actually a lot of stuff that is military. Whether it's U.S. military or not, I think that's where we'll see stuff. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, that's they've already said the original date they wanted that to come out is getting delayed. So we'll wait and see. I'm personally a person of faith. I'm big in. I run a not-for-profit that's a Christian ministry, mainly in Canada and now the U.S., but also online broadcasts that are globally. And I believe we are at 56 countries now that have participated. So yeah, I'm a person of faith. Yeah, it's a hard one. The Bible doesn't give much clear direction on that, but try not to get too deep into it. But we'll see what they come out with. We'll see what they actually get approved to be declassified, if anything. I think it's better that there maybe are secrets that we don't know, if it protects national security or just human life, humanity. In the fact of, look at what the last couple years have been like. There have been a number of things that have really sent us into chaos or destruction or separation or just even political divide over the simplest of things. I don't know how humanity would handle, depending what they would announce. So, good question, though. But no, I saw your comment went from 8:07 to 8:34 during this. That's super awesome. Yeah, we're making our way there. If they don't want to risk Starlink, maybe they could launch some propellant and dump mass into orbit. They'll be true. Yeah, dump some like empty tanks or something. I have high hopes, but I'm not going to handle my breath. Yeah. So we are there. We're going to get our crew out here, and they're gonna. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's no ladder, so there we go. We're gonna back up here. Switch back over. Oh, I guess there was more than. I guess there was the full 4 of them inside. Love small channels are always noticed by the host. Wish you all the best on your channel. Sounds great. Thanks for jumping in here and chatting tonight. And we'll see you next time for sure there. Yeah, we always want to make sure that we're able to see people. That's why we've got some great mods now. And as we grow, we'll make sure we have more to make sure that try not to miss people. And I've already got plans that, if we get to the point where we can't get to everyone's questions. Oh, there's something descending into the... Oh, there's the other parachutes off in the distance, slowly making their way in. If we ever get to the point where we can't answer all the questions live, we'll do kind of like follow-up commentary videos where I'll record them and try to go through at least the general topics of stuff that we maybe missed. So, yeah. 2 more to get out here, and then we're going to wrap it up for this evening. Do a heroic pose type of thing here, maybe. Turn. Guess I probably should open the hatch. Maybe, maybe not. Probably not. Oh, that one almost got out okay. There we go. That's a mission. They safely returned. Somehow there's 5 of them, but that's okay. This was back when Dragon could hold 7, I guess it was. Which, I mean, hopefully we'll see one time there. Is it a fixed day and time for this live, or will it change? That is something that we're going to figure out. I'd like probably eventually get to a point where we try to do it the same time and day weekly, and then if there's a lot to talk about, maybe we'll add an extra one in for the week. It's a nice show information source. It really caught me up with Spacex. That's awesome. Thanks for being here, Dino. Marcus, you'll be fine. I watched the channel. What about it? Go from 100 subs to 100 in like 10 months. That's crazy. Like, if you were in our Discord last night, we kind of had a party as the numbers were going up with the video, and we're kind of just celebrating that it was a good night. I couldn't imagine. That's like just craziness to me, and if I'm lucky enough to have that and get to have this community that trusts me, I'm so thankful, and I respect it, and will always try to do the best quality that I can. That's why the studio was built at like 10 subs. You can go back and see our early news things, that this was a white wall and lots of different things, but we're excited for the future. And I say we because we want this to be a community and have people all over the world as contributors or reporters and different things, and really just get to shine a light on everything that's happening for it. But I think this is where we are going to end it here for this evening. We're going to switch this over. There we go. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone, for being here tonight. This is our first kind of weekly show where we're hanging out. Again, if you come up with any names, let us know over on Twitter, or drop into our Discord and let us know in there for it. To just check here. Try to keep up on the chat here. But yeah, thanks so much for being here. You're watching the Launchpad. We cover everything space, space flight, space engineering, and the future of space. My name's Zach. I'm the host here at the pad, signing off. Have a great night, everyone. We'll see you soon.